This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's our Loud and Local Band of the Week, Baby and the Nobodies. Our Loud and Local Band of the Week, Baby and the Nobodies. You want to find out how you can get their music, see where they're playing? Just go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
Check out the record that was titled Kiss This, recorded over at London Bridge Studios here in Seattle, which is pretty dang cool. And also see them live July 24th. You'll be able to see them at the Plaid Pig in Tacoma, playing with Piston Ready and Antihero.
And look, if you love Seattle music, if you love Pacific Northwest music, then tune in Sunday nights here on The Rock. It's a show called Loud and Local, 2 solid hours of great local music with bands like Baby and the Nobodies.
Let's play Beat Mix.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Mix, you're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs. And guys, we made it. It's Friday.
Oh, you know it's Friday because...
Woo! Woo! Happy Friday, guys!
Yeah.
Someone texted earlier, said the people that work underneath you guys on would be the 13th floor. Did they ever complain about Danny jumping? And I don't think they ever have.
Well, if they have, they don't know how to get to us because we have locked doors here. So.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
They can't, even if it is annoying.
Yeah. Considering all the noise they make upstairs above us, Steve, really, with all the construction they always do, nobody can complain to us about anything.
Yeah, but the people underneath us, they're not at fault unless they're in cahoots with the people on the 15th.
No, yeah, I think that, you know what, that's a story I'm telling myself.
Fair.
All right, shall we get to this game?
Let's do it.
Today we have Roger from Mount Vernon. Roger, are you there?
I am there, boss.
Hello, how are ya?
Pretty good. Just
Good.
drank my Monster. I'm ready to rock and roll.
That's right.
What flavor Monster are you drinking?
I like the purple kind.
Nice.
The Purple Monster.
Kind. All right, Steve, now get out.
I was premature.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I guess he's ready to go, even though he's not supposed to be ready to go.
All right, for those playing at home, Roger has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go, boss.
What color are the horseshoes in a standard box of Lucky Charms?
Yellow,
No.
blue,
No.
green.
No. What rapper had the 2004 hit song Drop It Like It's Hot?
Chingy,
No.
Ludacris,
No.
Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Nice.
What is traditionally the main fruit ingredient in Black Forest cake?
Cherries,
Yes. What kind of animal is Gunter in the animated movie Sing?
lion,
No.
tiger,
No.
pass.
What type of cancer did David Bowie pass away from?
Heart,
No.
brain,
No.
pass.
What actor was Demi Moore married to in the 90s?
Ashton Kutcher.
No.
Oh.
2 correct.
Yeah.
Roger, you might want to chug a little more of that energy drink there.
I know, boss.
Yeah, boss.
I like you calling me boss. I might have to have J-Rub start calling me that from now on.
Oh, Lord. Have J-Rob
What?
call you boss?
Yeah.
All right, then.
I like it. I'm in charge.
Okay, Charles.
No?
All right.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Wow, we lost him.
You lost
Oh,
already?
well, I
So,
mean,
congratulations, Steve. I think you've won.
I don't think it's going to be that difficult. But are you ready?
Ah, yes. Ooh, deja vu.
What color are the horseshoes in a standard box of Lucky Charms?
I don't know. Purple?
Yes, you do know. What
Wow.
rapper?
I guessed it because of the monster, he said.
What rapper had the 2004 hit song Drop It Like It's Hot?
Drop it like it's hot. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. What is traditionally the main fruit ingredient in Black Forest cake?
Cake.
No.
That's it. Yes.
Main food ingredient. Salad.
Main fruit ingredient.
Blackberries.
No. What kind of animal is Gunter in the animated movie Sing?
Tiger.
No.
A lion.
No.
A bear.
Oh, my. No. What type of cancer did David Bowie pass away from?
Oh, man. Prostate.
No.
Brain.
No.
Dong.
No.
Wow.
What actor was Demi Moore married to in the 90s?
What's his name? Bruce Willis.
Yes. The Amazing Race airs on what network?
CBS.
Yes. The Beatles had the 60s song, I Want to Hold Your What?
Hand.
Woo! Yes. And with that, you get 5 correct and win 5-3.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, that's fine, boss.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody know what kind of animal is Gunter in the animated movie Sing? Vicky?
Gunta, he's a pig.
Oh.
Gunta.
Voiced by Nick Kroll. Oh, that movie's fantastic. I can't wait for the second one.
Now I know why, because Nick Kroll's in it.
Well, everyone great is in it. There's Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
There's also the guy, I think it was Baby Driver guy. I always can never say his name. He plays an Elton
Will
John
Smith?
song. No.
Oh, Rami.
No. Elton John. I remember.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's a lot of.
There you go.
He was the kid that was he the driver in Baby Driver?
Or you know what? I'm getting him confused with Taron Egerton.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't in Baby Driver.
Nope. I
He
get
was
him
in
confused
Kingsman.
with Kingsman, that one.
Yeah.
Seth
Okay.
MacFarlane, Matthew McConaughey. No.
Okay.
A lot of
Is
people.
this a Disney movie or DreamWorks?
I think it's Illumination.
Yeah, it's not Disney.
No,
Oh.
it's the same people who did Despicable Me, the Minions.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'd
I'm not
want to
gonna
give it
watch
a
that.
shot for that.
Are you really?
That's funny. You won't watch it, and I would.
Well, you got a kid now.
Yeah, you have an excuse
it's all-
to.
But I also like Despicable Me, so if it's anything like Despicable Me, I might like it.
There's a lot of singing in it, and
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's made by the people that made Despicable Me. I mean, that
It's
doesn't
like, do you
mean
like
it's-
musicals?
Yeah, Grease 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Don't even start with me.
The premise is that, Buster Moon, who's this little koala...
I don't remember anybody asking, but I
don't recall wanting the premise.
I'm trying to get you guys into it.
I'm sorry for this question, you guys. I'm sorry.
Please don't.
Thanks, boss.
It's good. It's going to.
Okay, boss.
Good job, boss.
Does anybody know what cancer David Bowie passed away from?
Is it leukemia?
No. I feel like, Steve, you were about to say it, liver cancer.
I was going to say liver cancer. And
I was like, no, you're so close. And what age? Does anyone know?
69.
Exactly.
Well, that's not nice.
No.
Oh, yeah, I guess not that nice. Well, anyway, congratulations, Steve.
A touching tribute.
For beating Roger.
Wow. I don't know why it got me thinking, because he called you boss, and I just came across this story, and I did not even know about this podcast or anything. There was a podcast, I don't know if anyone knows about, called Call Her Daddy.
I don't know this podcast.
A woman by the name of Alex Cooper. It was such a huge podcast that Spotify just dropped $60 million on it for a 3-year contract.
Whoa, that's big money.
And the podcast is basically about her getting, she somehow got onto one of those, the rich person version of Tinder. And she shares, her exploits, even though you're not supposed to. And I think that's why it became such a big deal. She was, dating, a New York Met. And, she was basically hooking up with, rich people and sharing her exploits on this podcast. And it said... And now she's the rich person.
Oh, how about that? I imagine she's probably attractive, right?
Yes. All signs point towards yes, BJ.
Yeah.
She better be.
Alex Cooper. Yep.
Okay.
It's a great name to a podcast, though. Call Her Daddy.
I love it.
Call Her Daddy. And so that's, so she did a podcast, obviously did it really well. And then that's kind of how it goes in podcasts is if you get popular, then they'll pay you the big money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 million, man.
Okay, then. And I guess people care about her talking about all the people. And does she name names?
Dude, you're asking me any questions. I just heard of this thing today. I have no idea.
Well,
up until today, I knew nothing about it. I was just like, why is Call Her Daddy trending? And I'm like, oh, well, that's why.
See, this is what's really sad in life is the fact that things that we don't even know are making tons of cash. That's when I think, okay, I think the world is starting to get a little ahead of me, or either that, I just don't have time for this. I mean, I don't know. How about you and I find out about something and she just got paid $60 million?
$60 million.
Yeah, that's okay. See, that's the problem, Steve. We never had sex with a New York Met. I think this show could have been so much better if one of us did that.
I hooked up with Howard Johnson once. I hooked up in a Howard Johnson.
That's what it was. That's a whole different story.
That's not the New York Met. That was the hotel.
I mean, I knew you were going to go there anyway. I really knew you were going to go there, but you and I are the only ones that even know that dude. But I said, it's still worth the joke. I'm going to set Steve up anyway, literally throw you that softball for the Howard Johnson show.
Howard Johnson's one of the greatest New York Mets of all time. I have his autograph.
Well, yeah.
And that's why he's one of the greatest. Yeah. I have his autograph.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Let's forget about the amazing Mets. I'm sure none of those guys are the best Mets of all time.
Hojo? You don't remember Hojo, Danny?
Or the 1986 Mets. We don't think there's anybody there that might be considered one of the best Mets of all time.
I think Howard Johnson was on the 1986 Mets.
Was he really?
I think.
I don't think he was, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's one of the greatest Mets of all time.
Well, I mean,
Hojo, I think, was after that, if I'm not mistaken. You may be right. I don't remember him on the 86 Mets.
Yeah, he was on the 1986 New York Mets.
Wow. Okay, then. You know what? I stand corrected.
That's right.
Well, I probably wiped it out of my memory.
85 to 93. A true Met legend.
I wiped it out of my memory because the Mets, of course, beat my Red Sox in 86, and it wasn't pretty. All right. Well, there you go. Well, it's time. It is time for the listeners to take over this craziness. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls and texts at 919 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Your opportunity to say what you want to say. But remember, follow Steve's rules.
That's a simple rule, BJ. Is to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Jake in Fetty Way. Jake, you are on The Rock.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Jake, what you got for us, buddy?
So now gyms and stuff are opening back up. I was wondering What's the music that gets everyone pumped up?
In a gym or just in general?
Either or.
Either or. Okay, so
I
what
guess they kind of go hand in hand. Either way, you're going to get pumped up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I typically go with like a lot of just really heavy music, like Hatebreed, it's so stereotypical, or Limp Bizkit, or Metallica. I listen to a lot of the early Metallica records when I want to get pumped up. And then there's a band called Madball, and they're a New York hardcore band, and I'm obsessively listening to them at least a couple of times a week.
Damn.
Yeah, I love Madball.
Mine is always, since I do a lot of cardio, I use Goldfinger or like a lot of ska, like really upbeat songs.
So you do like a skank dance while you're...
Exactly. Got to get that heart rate up. No, it's more of just keeping like my BPM up and trying to keep on with that.
I know that Joey Dees is another gym rat on the show. I don't know about Vicky or I know myself I'm not.
Yeah, but it can be for anything. So if something wants to get, what would you listen to that'll get you pumped up, BJ?
I have to tell you something. Avril, she's the one. Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't know what's going on with Jake, but I'm going to let him go because he's making a lot of noise. He's
getting pumped up, clearly.
He's getting pumped up, man. Yeah, usually it's upbeat stuff. Currently the Glorious Sons to me, man, I especially if I really, really just don't have the drive to do anything, I'll be like, all right, let me throw on some Glorious Sons because those guys usually put me in a good mood and make me want to do stuff.
I've been going through this like back and forth between like in this moment and then more like the dancey kind of, not salsa, but kind of more Latin music. I don't know why. I've just really been kind of diving deep into that. Or I've been listening, I've never done this before, but I've been really getting into like murder mystery kind of podcasts.
To get yourself pumped up?
That pumps you up at the gym?
Well, like, because I haven't gone at the gym, but I do a lot of work around my house, whether it's building or cleaning or making stuff. And so I just listen to that because it just kind of keeps I can't just listen to a podcast or anything like that. I have to be doing multiple things at once, so I'm able to do both things simultaneously and keep my brain happy.
I would like to make fun of you, but I can't. Like, if I'm vacuuming or doing laundry, if I don't have a podcast or something playing in the background, it seems like it takes an eternity to do. Mm-hmm. If I have a podcast on, I actually look forward to doing the chores.
Right.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, listen, if you can find a way to make yourself want to do that stuff, that's good business.
But now with a little kid, like, it's harder to do because you don't really want to have headphones on in case something like some crazy sound happens. You got to go running over there to check up on her.
Oh, yeah. See, those kids, they get in the way of everything.
It's like, damn it, Tam, I'm trying to clean these toilets while listening to a wrestling podcast. How dare you be so selfish that you want to be
kid.
a year and a half and just explore everything?
Yeah.
It's wrong, man.
It is totally wrong. Selfish. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
Someone just texted, did you guys see that some of the Kraken players were over at the Mariners game yesterday? It was pretty cool seeing them out there.
Oh, that's fun.
I did see that, man. All the guys that were there for the expansion draft thing, like Giordano and I'm trying to think of who else, Dreger and a few of the other guys, Everly, they were all there throwing out the first pitch, I believe, and just hanging out. And somebody on Twitter shared that they saw them at the game and they were put on the big screen. And Brandon Tanev, who's the guy with the number 13, the guy that had the great answer at the expansion draft party or show, him and Chris Dreger, our goalie, they were chugging the rest of their beers when they were on the big screen.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, I hope they're living their best lives today.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Unfortunately, they didn't bring us the win, did they?
No, they're bad luck. We should just count them all.
Yeah, that's it's like, come on, boys.
Sorry, guys, you didn't bring the Mariners. Good luck.
I did see our goalie, Chris Dreger, did post something on Twitter about being in Seattle. He said, being in Seattle these past few days has shown me that this city is buzzing for the Seattle Kraken hockey. Can't wait to start my next chapter in this amazing city in the fall. And, because when you copy and paste a tweet, it then, it'll write out what the emojis are. So I'm like, why did he write squid-fisted hand? I'm like, that is a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that sure is.
But he posted an emoji of the squid and then the hand, the fist, like giving you a fist bump.
I want if I get a jersey or a sweater, I want mine to say squid-fisted hand.
I feel like that needs to be the new thing, squid-fisted hand.
Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it here.
Ice, and they're giving the Florida Panthers the fist, the squid-fisted hand.
That's how you do it. That is, boy, if that's not on Urban Dictionary, it really should be. Wow.
All the helpers could be the squid-fisted hands.
Okay, fine. This is we're onto something.
No, I don't think we are, but that was pretty cool. Wow. And how about today is the 1-year anniversary of us finding out the name of the team?
Yeah. It was today?
Yeah. It was today back in 2020.
Wow.
That the announcement was made that the Seattle hockey team will be called the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, how about that? And that was on a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, because that's when we started doing the Thursday thing.
Yeah, that's why we did the Kraken Thursdays, because the announcement was on a Thursday.
I'm seeing a video right now of us going insane over this whole thing.
Yeah, it's up on our Facebook page. Vicky shared it again, just so people could relive our enthusiasm. I still have the same enthusiasm for this team, man. Every day feels like the first day.
Oh, so it was almost a year to the day, really, that we learned who the new players were and had the draft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it'll be a year today that we find out our first ever entry-level draft pick, because tonight's the entry draft.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
It's getting reals.
It's real, man.
Yeah, it's totally real. And especially seeing them out of the ballpark, wearing their stuff. That's pretty cool.
That would be a fun few days for those guys, just to be able to, you show up to a new city. You probably don't know what to expect. You hope that you assume that the town's buzzing for a hockey team, but then when you get here, you just see how that big party at Gasworks Park was, all the footage of the Angry Beaver being packed, that bar, and people just rocking Kraken shirts everywhere. That had to make you feel like, okay, yeah, it sucks that maybe I got taken away from my old team, probably like some of the guys, maybe like the team that you were on, but you're going somewhere where there's legit enthusiasm for you being here.
And here's my thing, Steve. It just occurred to me. Do you think these dudes that we got to see come up on stage, you think they're going to be here? Because it's interesting, the ones they showed us and the ones they flew in.
You never know. Because what if a team says, hey, we want to give you X, Y, and Z, and it's just, you'd be an idiot to turn down that trade. But because, you would think a guy like Mark Giordano is going to be on our team next year. And he's going to, some people believe that he'll probably be our captain because he's just that kind of a leader. But, and then, obviously Brandon Tanev and Eberle and Alexiak and all the other guys and Dreger. I got to imagine all those guys will be here. And a few of them did sign new contracts with the team, like Alexiak and Dreger. So I'm thinking those guys for sure. But you just never know. It all depends on what another team's willing to give you.
It didn't occur to me, but I feel like, okay, these are guys they really dig because they're the ones that they brought to town. Because they could have brought anybody to town.
And most of them were and most of the guys they brought were the more more known names. Fleury wasn't so much, but the other guys were guys that were known amongst hockey fans. So I feel like they went with and not all of them. There was a couple guys that were big names on the team that they didn't bring out, maybe for whatever reason. But yeah, I think these guys are pretty safe. I think it's safe to think that they're going to be on the Kraken when the season starts.
Very cool.
Yep.
You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls and more of your texts. We'll do that at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to James in West Seattle. James, you are on The Rock.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, James. What you got for us today, buddy?
Mariners.
Ah, you got the Mariners theme. I didn't even know they were available. All right, I'll take them. All right, what would you like to say about your Seattle Mariners? All right, well, congratulations.
Yep. I couldn't say it better. I mean, I really couldn't. How the season has gone, I think you nailed it.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. Man, that was that.
You know, in a sea of hot
that was
takes,
the best call ever.
I don't think we've ever heard a hotter take.
Yeah,
I mean, he said what I was thinking. I just never could really express.
Dude, it's we're trying to get some hope for the Seattle Mariners, but they have the worst hitting in baseball. I mean, literally, they're the last. When it comes to batting average,
good.
and they've got the 20th pitching in baseball, like they're ranked number 20. So
hey, they're above 500. That's all that matters.
Which means they're playing way over their heads. I mean, like they really, really are. And I don't know what to say. I mean, I haven't followed the team super closely this year. I just know that it seems like Kyle Lewis, he's injured, and that's all. He was your star player last year, or one of your star players. It's tough. Kyle Seager seems to be at the tail end of whatever his career is at. He doesn't seem to be as effective as he used to be. So I don't know. It's tough, you see all the other teams do well, and I love baseball. I so want to see the Mariners do well. I don't know what the problem is. I just have to look at management and go, how long? How long before someone's just going to clean house completely? Not so much the manager, but like management above, and go, how long do you expect us to deal with this? You guys can't get it done. I mean, other cities just really get more demanding. I think we're too nice here in Seattle.
Maybe
sometimes.
We need to pull what they're doing in Cleveland. I don't know if you've seen the text and what's going on right now in Cleveland. But
what are they doing in Cleveland?
They just announced that they're changing the team's name. Today was the big announcement.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking. Like they changed the team name. They had Tom Hanks voice it. A big video piece was put on their social media page.
Yeah,
and this is going to be the last year of the Cleveland being called the Cleveland Indians. Their new name, BJ, are you ready for it?
Okay.
The Cleveland Guardians.
Whoa, really?
And dude, actually, at first I was like, I don't know, what the hell are Guardians? And like their logo, they have another logo where it has a G and wings on it. I'm like, what are they, the Guardian Angels? Like, are they kind of random? And then I guess in Cleveland, they had these two giant statues on like a bridge or on a freeway near the stadium, and they're called the Traffic Guardians. And they're like these old school looking statues where it's like they've got wings on it, no different than the logo. And so it's a nod to the city's history. That's awesome. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool. We can appreciate that, everything that went into the Kraken being the Kraken, and the logos, the colors, all that. I applaud Cleveland for that. It is... we were one of the shows, Steve, where we talked about it a lot and said, when are they going to make this move, the teams in sports, and Cleveland being one of them. Mm-hmm. And, to their, I guess, credit, they really took the Chief Wahoo logo and got rid of that this season. So that was gone, even though they still had the same name, but they got rid of the Wahoo logo, which was really super offensive. And, now you've just got the Washington team, and, if they're going to just be called the football club in Washington.
I think eventually they're going to go with a different name, but they're sticking with that for the time being. The funny part, though, is like it's kind of the same color scheme, almost looks similar to like a past logo, and the last couple of letters are the same. So instead of Indians, it's Guardians. It's kind of random, like how that worked out, like as far as the way it looks. But I like the story behind it. At first, I was like, Guardians, that's a weird name. And then when you start realizing there's an actual nod to the city, I'm like, okay, that's all you can hope for, is like some kind of like, cool thing that has to deal with that's iconic with Cleveland. Some people are hoping it was going to be called the Spiders, which I don't know if that's like, that just sounds like a little league team name.
Yeah, and gosh, I don't know. Is there a basketball team called the Spiders somewhere? Maybe there's a minor league team somewhere. I know in a lot of movies, sometimes Guardians is used as a football team name.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, well, finally we have a professional sports team that actually is called the Guardians.
Honestly, if you would have told me that, I would have thought they were an XFL team.
The Guardians?
The Guardians.
It does.
Like, you know what I mean?
Was there a St. Louis?
Was there a Guardians?
What was St. Louis's XFL team called? I don't know. I can't remember.
Maybe you're right.
I don't know.
I have the XFL app, but we'll see who gets there
first. Oh, the Battlehawks. No, that's not Guardians. There's something with it. It does have an XFL vibe to it, too.
Yeah. I don't. There's Defenders. Maybe you're thinking of them.
New York Guardians.
Yeah. The New York Guardians.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, there you go. Well, how about that, Danny? Good job.
Well, they should sue them.
I know, right?
I don't know.
I don't think that's how that works. I think you can use different names in different sports. Yeah.
Well, I was looking at like the funny part is people are getting all upset, and it's like this isn't their first team name anyway. When you do research, and I never knew this, but like they've gone through a few different names in Cleveland. One of them being, and I think they should bring this one back, the Cleveland Naps.
Oh.
It was named after, I guess, a player coach, Napoleon something.
Oh, Nap LaJoy.
Okay.
I think that's who that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was a good little ball player. Yeah.
See, I liked it because I thought it was just like, hey, we should take a little nap. And I'm a fan
Wow,
of
I
naps.
didn't know they named. It's so funny. I didn't realize they named it the Cleveland Naps after. I didn't realize it was after Nap LaJoy. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that is nuts.
Yeah.
How cool was that for him? And then how cool was it when they did? And they were like, too bad, we're not going to do it anymore.
I just thought they were tired, so they're like, we're calling ourselves the Naps.
So, Steve, here's the thing. There is one major league team, if you will, that still has to make a move, and they haven't done it, and I don't know if they're ever going to do it. And that would be the Chicago Blackhawks.
But it depends, I think, from what I've heard, that there's been like Native American groups that are fine with that one. But that depends on who you ask. I have no idea.
Here's the problem: is that I don't know what groups they asked, and I don't know unless their logo is not considered offensive. But it seems like their logo looks like a lot of logos that other college teams and professional teams have said, "Yeah, we just got to get rid of this."
Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought I read that somewhere, but then again, one person can be okay with it and another person could not. It's like you can't keep everyone happy, so sometimes it's better just to, let's just scrap with something that could be considered offensive by anyone.
And with Blackhawk, I mean, really, you almost could keep the same name and just, I don't know, have it be a bird.
Yeah.
Really, you could do that.
Did you see Portland, which I always thought was weird? They're the Winterhawks, the WHL, their junior hockey team, which is very popular in Portland. Like they fill that arena up. But they play hockey wearing the Blackhawks jersey, but they have the P with on the shoulders. They just changed the logo finally. I'm like, it's about time. Like, it seems weird that you were always wearing the exact same jersey as a pro team. You know what I mean?
I didn't realize they were doing that. That is so bizarre. It was, especially since they had a different name altogether.
Right. So now they've changed it. It's actually a really cool looking bird. Like their logo looks pretty cool. And I just like it because it's different. Like you're not just copying another team's complete look.
Yeah. I know back in the old days, they really wanted to be affiliated with the big team. They felt like it was cool to look that way. But that is weird that in Portland, you're the Winterhawks and there you just basically have the Native American logo on your shirt. That is, I didn't realize they did that.
Yeah, they were always wearing the Blackhawks jerseys. I mean, it was the same color scheme, everything. It wasn't even anything, there was anything different really about it other than having the Portland P on the shoulders.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to see. I feel like, especially a city like Chicago, I don't know how you can exist in that metropolitan city and not do something. If Cleveland can come to the plate, I think Chicago's got to come and come to the ice, I guess. If I'm going to use that kind of analogy.
Oh, and someone said the Spiders were the Cleveland team name back in the 1900s. Mm-hmm. I thought I read that somewhere, and they said they were called the Spiders because they had so many thin players, and they had thin and so they looked like they were spiders or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, what a random way to get a nickname.
Yeah, that is back then, though, Steve, they had so many just very not creative names for their teams back when baseball started.
Ooh, great idea from one texter. Why don't the Mariners get a bunch of teenagers to play for them like the Sounders? It seemed to work.
Good call.
Somebody actually asked what Danny thought about the Sounders and all the teenagers yesterday's game.
Oh, dude, I was nervous at first just because you never know. You hear a bunch of 15-year-olds going against 25, 30-year-olds. It's like, are they going to be inexperienced? And it was awkward at first, but then as they got into their rhythm.
Well, it was awkward because their moms and dads were tying their shoes for them before the game started.
It's true, yeah, and they all had the orange slices on the side. But once they got into it, it was like, this is awesome. And what a great opportunity for them. Can you imagine being 15 years old and playing in a professional league? No, I don't even know what I was doing at 15.
But I feel like they've dropped the ball. They really should have marketed that. Like, say, hey, watch because when Danny told me, I'm like, I might need to watch this game because I just want to see what the hell is going to happen. It sounds to me like we have teenagers playing our game. Like, I feel like a lot of people probably would have tuned in and then been pleasantly surprised to see them win the game.
Yeah. I will say this. I mean, we are making a big deal of it, but I have to say, Steve, a lot of junior hockey. You see a lot of kids out there skating at that age. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, the MLS is kind of like junior hockey. That's It really is. I mean,
feel like it would be more like, yeah.
It really is. If you, and they actually made a joke on Ted Lasso one time because the show is about being for a professional soccer club over there in England, which is considered the major leagues of soccer, that whole European soccer situation. And even one of the players said, who's getting old, he said, man, if my career is done and they bench me, am I going to have to go play soccer in America? I mean, he goes, I would kill over there, no doubt about it. But, well, am I going to have to do that? And I think this is why we're in this situation. This would not happen at like Man U. I don't think that would ever happen for a team like that. We're just Americans.
They're not called minor U. They're called Man U. They can't have 15-year-olds.
I see what you're saying.
Duh, BJ.
Yeah, okay.
Jeez, tell us something we don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like we are so major league focused because like pretty much every sport is the biggest you can do. I mean, in hockey, North American hockey is it. Basketball, baseball. But for soccer, the MLS is not it. It
but
really
I wouldn't say it's I could be wrong. I would view it more like as like a minor league team compared to a pro team, not a junior hockey team compared to a pro team, because there's still another step after juniors. You could go to the AHL or like ECHL. Like there's different levels of.
See, that I don't know, Steve. I don't know soccer enough to know if you're right about that. I know what you're talking about as far as maybe my analogy. As far as quality may be correct, but I know what you're saying, that in fact you would never see somebody that young playing at a higher level of like the American Hockey League. That may be not the case.
Yeah, because you see some of like the great players of like in like, Arsenal or Man U or wherever, like eventually maybe when they get later in their career, they end up in the MLS and because that way they can stay competitive. That's no different than like a guy who was once a great baseball player, maybe ends up playing on a AAA team because he still is not ready to hang it up, or in the AHL, whereas they're not going down to like some lower, youth level of a sport, like a junior hockey team.
Yeah, I just don't know what the MLS is considered. Like Ted Smith might be the guy to go, okay, what are we, Ted, in the world of, let's say, like you said, baseball? Are we AAA? Are we AA? Are we single A? What is the MLS compared to the best soccer has to offer? Because, I mean, this is the thing, you have your players that get taken away and they have to go do something else. And I remember that when I was, a fan of the AAA Rochester Americans, and here they were going for, the Governor's Cup, which was their thing. But it was September and a bunch of players got called up who were the best players on our team. And next thing you know, we did not compete very well because, well, they were really good players. And at the time, whoever their team was, I think maybe the St. Louis Cardinals, were like, well, we need them, so we're going to take them.
Well, and to be fair, the MLS is the highest professional you can play in America, and then at that point you go to international duty, which is just obviously it's different.
So my point is this, Danny: how many people who are really amazing players have you seen start on the MLS? That's what I'm saying. Like, like where we can see some junior hockey kids really, like some of them might start there, but then they could go on to be amazing NHL players. I don't know if we see that in the world of soccer where they might start with us and then go,
I usually don't follow the Premier League, so I couldn't answer that question. In terms of
we got to get Ted Smith on the show for this is really what we got to do, because he's the guy that knows.
It was a cool moment. It's great that you just crapped all over it. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, I think that we have to be realistic to go, is it that big of a deal?
We only have two people out on international duty. The rest are just hurt.
Duty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal in America, but I don't think it's the same as if they got to start for the Mariners. Just because of the level of soccer. And you're right. Maybe, realism sometimes is tough. Sometimes it's tough.
No, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun while you had it. Oh, the first break. I didn't bring it up the first time you brought it up. I let you have that moment earlier in the show.
No, it's good. Yeah, no, I don't want to drink this punch bowl anymore. I don't like the flavor of turds. So if you want it, you can have it.
Well, listen, if you want to live in ignorance, you can. That's fine with me. I have no problem with that either.
With you.
Well, there you go. Okay, then. So, congratulations. Just pretend like I said something nice. All right, we have a bigger question that needs to be answered. What do Ryan Castle and a bra have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:53 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a bra have in common?
I'm incredibly supportive.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I like to touch boobs.
Okay, that's much better. Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to give us one. The supportive one, I tried to go with it as long as we could, but
Yeah.
Boobies.
Steve loves both of their support.
Oh,
I was
okay.
texted in. Another person said Steve didn't experience either until his late 20s. It's true. Wasn't he 20 or 30s when I met Ryan?
It was probably
late 20s.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And women hang both on a doorknob.
Oh.
That's a personal, behind closed doors thing. We don't need to talk about.
However they like it.
However they like it. Well, there's an owner of a mattress store in Ireland that said, that's it, I'm done. He's not accepting sweaty boob cash anymore. Which basically is, sometimes women will store the dollar bills in their bras. And his name is Mattress Mick. Well, there you go. And he says it's a real
That sounds
problem.
derogatory towards Irish people.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I have so many questions. Also, who's paying for a mattress with cash from their bra? Those things are expensive. You just show up at the mattress store with $1,000 in your bra?
It makes me wonder if he's like a super discounting mattress. I mean, Mattress Mick, I don't know, but
used mattresses.
Yeah. That's even better. Yeah. Here's a guy, but no bra money. Big sign on the door, so don't be bringing your bra money in. Now, with Ryan Castle, he still accepts bra money as long as you like a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
I don't know why I decided to join Dr. Phil's text line.
Good for you.
I couldn't think of anyone, and my first thought was Michael Landon, and I'm like, oh, that's stupid.
Michael Landon and Dr. Phil are your celebrity go-tos if you want to pull up something in your brain.
I don't know why.
I don't know why
Friday.
either. Next time you're having coffee with Michael Landon.
He's dead, BJ.
Well, one can hope.
Hope what?
You know what? Don't ever try to prank me, or you'll be having coffee with Michael Landon. You've heard me.
Oh, so you're going to murder me.
This mother can't even walk normally without hurting himself. I'm not worried about him murdering anybody.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? I will fall on him, and that will probably do him in.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.